Welcome to Real Crime Chronicles, where every mystery finds its truth. Tap the bell and never miss the next case.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please subscribe, like this video and turn on notifications. On this channel, we will tell you real life stories, share lessons and raise awareness about events that can affect our lives. Today, we will tell the story of Mrs. Ganiat, a woman who lost her life in a very tragic way. Ganiat and her husband Ayola live in a shared compound in Ojuba, Lagos State, Nigeria. They had 3 kids. The compound had other people living in it, including a blind elderly man and his young caretaker. From the outside, it looked like a normal family. Neighbors saw Ganiat and her husband and thought everything was fine. But inside, things were very different. Reports said that there had been problems in the marriage for some time. Arguments and tension were part of their daily lives. Many domestic conflicts begins quietly, and people around may not notice until it becomes very serious. On Thursday, January 8, 2026, around 8 p.m., something terrible happened. Ganiat returned home from somewhere she had been earlier. Her husband, Ayola, was already home with the children. Earlier that evening, the young caretaker had prepared stew for the elderly man in the compound. Ganiat's husband had asked his daughter to go and buy insecticide, a chemical used for killing insects. He hid this chemical in his pocket, but no one knew at the time what he intended to do. Ayola spoke to the caretaker several times that evening. He asked strange questions about Ganiat, including whether she had been unfaithful. The caretaker said she had never seen anything like that. Ganiat often helped by buying food for the elderly man, so everyone trusted her. Ayola also offered the caretaker money to leave the house that night, saying something bad might happen. The caretaker refused to leave, wanting to stay with the elderly man. At the time, no one realized how dangerous the situation was. A few minutes after Ganiat returned home, the husband attacked her. She was stabbed multiple times. At first, the caretaker thought he was just hitting her, but soon she realized the attack was badly. Even though she was badly hurt, Ganiat managed to run outside. She screamed for help, begging people to save her. The neighbors rushed to her. They found her bleeding heavily, lying on the ground. The neighbors carefully carried Ganiat to a car and drove her to the hospital. On the way, she asked heartbreaking questions. Why is he doing this? What did I do wrong? She was confused, scared, and in pain. At the hospital, doctor tried to save her, but her injuries were too severe. She had been stabbed near her lungs, which made it hard to breathe. Less than 5 minutes after arriving, she passed away. Ganiat's brother had received a call from her daughter while he was still at work. He rushed to the estate as fast as possible. When he arrived, he heard the news that his sister had passed away. He was shocked, sad, and devastated. The children were left without their mother. The compound was full of neighbors and relatives trying to understand what had happened. Everyone was in shock. After attacking Ganiat, Ayola ran away. He tried to hide the evidence of his crime. He left the scene and disappeared. Police secreted his picture and asked the public to help find him. Less than 12 hours later, he was found in an open field, gasping and struggling to breathe. He was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead. Items found with him included a bottle of liquid, 2 phones, a voter card, and an ATM card. In less than 24 hours, 3 children lost both parents. They witnessed the attack and had to live with the memory of that terrible night. This will affect their lives forever. Neighbors say that Ganiat has been abused in the past. One neighbor recalled visiting her months earlier and noticing bruises on her neck. They advised her to move out, but her family convinced her to stay. Tragically, staying in the abused marriage cost her life. Ayola had also planned to poison the elderly blind man in the compound by putting insecticide into his food. The caretaker had unknowingly protected the elderly man by refusing to leave the house when Ayola asked her to. My own is that no relationship is worth risking your life. Persistent abuse and strange behavior should never be ignored. Talk to neighbors, police, or family if you feel unsafe. Domestic violence can harm children forever. Alright guys, watch this video for you to find out about what will happen to their children because they left them behind. They are all alone now. So watch out and hear from your...
Mr. Babashi, good to have you join us at this time. What is the latest on this matter?
Yeah, good evening. The latest on this matter is that the Commissioner of Police, Ogun State Police Command, Sipilari Ogunlowo, PhD, ordered the harmonization of the facts and an immediate transfer of the cases to the harmonized case to the State Criminal Investigation Department here at Abeokuta, as Elu precisely, and the Deputy Commissioner, State Criminal Investigation Department, he is going to take over the case and streamline the facts and work towards getting closure on the facts and working on the preliminary investigations on ground and furthering the investigations to give a veritable conclusion at the end of the day.
But now that the suspect in the case has been confirmed dead, what would justice look like for the late Mrs. Anyawale?
And as you said, he's a suspect. So further investigations will reveal his culpability in the first murder, the murder that happened around the Ojodo Abiodun area of Ogun State. So he's a suspect, and our investigations will conclude his culpability or not.
All right. There are reports that the children of the deceased couple have been handed over to their relatives, but there are big questions about what other care they ought to receive. Psychosocial support, especially considering that, based on reports, some of them were actually eyewitnesses to this unfortunate incident.
Yes, that is basically where there are issues like this. Firstly, we look for a relative to hand over the children for familiar care. Then we, as a state command, will liaise with the state government and the relevant ministries to administer necessary debriefing for the children to know the extent of which they know and to know how to assess their psychological state, so that we will know how to find a solution to them being regularized into the society and to de-escalate what they have seen if they were present at the scene of crime.
All right. And with what has happened, what is your appeal to members of the to members of the public, whether as families or our neighbors, especially about the issue of violence, whether domestic or otherwise?
We should not. My appeal to the general public and families, when necessary, is to tread the line of caution, to follow peace with all men, because whether we like it or not, we have to control our anger, because a little second can lead to what we regret over time. And we should be cautious in our engagement with people. Where we feel we will be triggered, we should try and walk away in peace.
If you feel danger, leave immediately. Stories like Ganiat are tragic but important. They show why women must protect themselves and seek help if they are in danger. Abuse should never be hidden, and silence can cost lives. To all women watching, your life is valuable. Do not stay in a dangerous marriage. There is no shame in living. Speak up, get help, protect yourself and your children. Guys, what do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments.